Everybody, this is John. Welcome to the free video. Going to take a look at a couple of things happening on the indexes. So SPX, you're not going to see Momo on here. I'll talk about that in a second, simply because it needs volume. But I've talked about these fairly important cycle dates that come into play, and July 30th through August 1st was one. We did get an initial sell-off in the indexes with that, and then since then we actually did kind of climb up and retake the highs. Normally what you would see is kind of a 3 to 5 day kind of a bounce that doesn't exceed the highs, and then you make lower lows. However, in August, and with all the divergences we're seeing where we saw, and a lot of this of course is being driven by the Mag 7, you've got these huge stocks, Nvidia making up 8% of the S&Ps, doing really well, and they're finally all showing kind of a break in momentum today as well. So because of this, I am looking for that we could actually see a little bit of a deeper correction in the markets. Now, when I say that, it doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. It just means that, hey, instead of a normal pullback to, like, say, the 21 EMA or the 8 EMA, 8 EMA, of course, is a pullback in a really strong market. 21 EMA, the possibility we could actually flush down to the 55 EMA in this type of a situation makes sense. So these levels here, that is the monthly quant pivot H1. Could we actually get down to S1? That frankly seems doubtful, but anyway, I'm looking for a flush into the end of the month. That's, I guess, what I'm trying to say here. So famous last words, right? And we are seeing a very much of a risk off kind of a day today. So risk off. Now, the brunt of this is in tech. It's down 1.45%. S&P's doing about much better. I mean, they're just, obviously the broader index and things like that too. But we cannot, there's just no bid at all. And I think it's important to understand in a situation like this, what are the risk on assets doing, i.e. Bitcoin? And, this is the kind of thing where you want to look at this, and I'm going to show you guys a couple things here. When you see this momentum like we do here, and then you get gray bars and a red arrow, and this one's a little clunky, typically the move is done for the short term. Could even be bigger. But if we look at some other markets that have been, experiencing something like this, I mean, look at Zscaler. Okay, we got, not the entire market is not going up, right? So Zscaler and a lot of software had this great momentum, and then they got the sell signal. When you see that, yeah, you got gray bars, and they may drift and make new highs, but the momentum's over, and then we kind of rolled over. Or we'll look at Microsoft, where after earnings had this fantastic move, just like last quarter. But once you got the Momo reversal here, it's kind of been toast ever since then. And then what about something like Nvidia? Nvidia here, of course, this been this fantastic kind of a stock. But what we've seen here is that we've just been drifting higher with these gray bars, i.e. not a lot of momentum. Now we have a sell signal, and now the idea that we could, even maybe we sell off into earnings, which would be awesome, frankly. So that's what we got there. And I like this more on like 30-minute charts, because it's hard to get like momentum to signal on a daily chart is actually pretty hard. But on a 30-minute chart, especially when you get these spike ups and then you get the gray bar and the momentum reversal, oftentimes this can lead into a pretty big move. In this case, for CRCL, happened at around 170. Here we are at 135. CRWV, which we've had a lot of fun trading to the upside, and then at some point, once it stops going up, unless you want to short it, you kind of move on. But once you had this break, not only did you get the reversal arrow, but you got Momo to the downside, and then after that, it's just a death walk. And so these kind of trades are, and look, the up moves are fun. Down moves are great because especially if you're selling call credit spreads, and for example, anytime you feel like you want to buy puts, for every one put you want to buy, if instead you sold 3 at the money call credit spreads, what I found is that in general, you're going to make about the same amount of money. Because first of all, it's hard if you buy puts that you're going to hold on for this whole move. And then 2 is the puts start to, as the down move starts to accelerate, put premium expands and it gets harder to make money. But if you sell, you sell calls all day long. So even though I'm a fan of the downside, I have found that tends to work better. So anyway, that's just been something that's been great in this market. So if you have the Momo tools, I'm going to be doing some kind of bonus live trading with those tools on the 21st, 8/21, and then also there's going to be a second date on there. I think first week of September, and we're having a special on those that if you've got the indicators, you can get it for $97. So if you want to attend. So I will, if you sign in, you'll see a link in the email. Sign in, and if you want to do that, anyway, that'll be a lot of fun. I'll double check the dates here. Yeah, so it's going to be August 21st coming up, and then September 4th, and I'll do like 2.5 hours in the morning. Then we'll take a break and then do the close, and we'll be focusing specifically on the momentum tool, because when we first did the class, it was all up momentum, but now we're getting a lot of nice downward reversals, so you want to spend some time on that as well. All right, hope it helps. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you at the next update.
Hey, John here with Simpler Trading. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, comment down below and let us know what topic you want to see us cover next. Also, be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so you can get notified when we release new videos. And if you want to watch us trade in real time using our own money, go to simplertrading.com and learn how to sign up. Good trading, and we'll see you next time.